All right. So this video, for anybody who's seeing it, who has a chance to work with me, is about Osho active meditations. So along my journey, we talked about yoga and my awakening and then internal awakening. I had the chance to connect with this lovely soul that has been providing many, many methods to humanity to help discover the mind and many aspects of how to overcome the mind through methodologies that his life legacy worked through in his journey with enlightenment. So what are Osho active meditations? Just so you know, a little bit of write up here. Osho active meditations are a new way of taking care of both the outer and the inner you. Each program starts with a physical activity such as breathing, shaking, dancing, or humming, and is followed by relaxation and stillness. This is when meditation can happen, a time to just be aware of your body sensations, thoughts, and feelings in a self-accepting way without judgment. So a lot of the awakening that Osho had in his own story was his hunger and his desire for existence and for what in India we call enlightenment or moksha, liberation. And so he has been working thoroughly through studying and researching that through his childhood of about over 150,000 books, an avid reader, and a hunger and a thirst for that consciousness that we all come from. So having that power of his gifts, I had the chance to channel in and reflect with him and energetically remember that myself within me, but then to use those methods to work on myself. And so my gratitude to the first method I did in 2011 of dynamic meditation, I had the first time to see my mind. And how I can express what that really truly meant for me using his methods was he uses a system of music, mathematics, and meditation. The music are just subtle frequencies of what the hertz are through sound, through our body, and through existence to help guide us through actions and different actions to be the observer and to truly come into a silent state as we are most of the time active and helping us to naturally fall into a deeper silence. So with his active meditations, dynamic was like cathartic breathing, cathartic screaming, using a lot of cathartic movements, dancing, shaking, and just activating the body. So active movement versus stillness in meditation. And so through activating all of that energy, there's a point where he holds the energy of the individual into a stopping position so that the mind is able to observe all of that noise into stillness, sitting in stillness, finding that place to find peace from the action to non-action, and then the celebration. So he's a big fan of how to help people celebrate life and not be in the mind, to be more in the state of no mind, from action into nothing, and then finding joy with life. And so that's just reshifting the whole psychology of our projection on good and bad, our projection of goal setting and the lack of spontaneity that we can have in just fixing our lives in certain ways. If we're happy, then he wasn't suggesting meditation because any happy person truly doesn't need meditation. They just need to stay happy. But if there are aspects of our life where we are struggling with, could be, I was a single mom, could be you're having an injury and you're suffering and you don't want to be in that state. Active methods and the varieties that he created allow you to come into that joyful celebration again. And so seeing all the good and bad in a celebrative way. And so that inner observer that meditation creates allow us to connect to that consciousness on different levels as we grow within ourselves and that divine power within ourselves to love life. So how do they work? Unrelieved tensions block the natural flow of energy in our bodies. This affects our ability to think and in the way in which we relate to others. Osho's meditations dissolve these blocks and allow us to become more neutral and relaxed. So that's another aspect of what it's doing. And who are they for? So they are especially designed for people who want to bring a new quality of ease to their busy, pressured lives. For men and women, not only to care about their bodies, and their health, but those also to feel ease inside. So a lot of the reality of how we're perceiving life is like, yeah, health comes first. We're putting a lot of tension on health, and we're putting a lot of tension on going out and being our best possible versions. But that flow and that consistency of flow and ease, actually our body takes care of itself. And the most beautiful thing that I had to learn from doing these methods was the pure observation of existence and nature within me taking care of me. That also builds that trust that all the good and bad that are happening, that existence is taking care of everything. So there's a let go state. That doesn't mean we don't want to put things in action, and that we don't want to climb a mountain, and that we don't have personal goals. It just means that these methods can also help redirect our life into a joyful experience. And what tools do we need when we come into this? So the two main things are trust and love for mastering yourself. Observe the mind, develop the inner witness to the multi-dimensions of your life as a human. And so the multi-dimensions is within one day. Remember, we have so many aspects of our mind activating and pulling us through our desires, whether it's a need to be a mother, a need to be a contribution to the community, whether it's business, whether it's serving somebody who has an accident. We have multi-shape-shifting aspects of the multi-dimensions that we are already. These methods help us to become more of an observer to that, so that when there is that feeling of good and bad, suffering and distress, that we're able to jump back into joy and jump back into a state of celebration. So the laughter, the higher frequencies, and allowing our body to naturally heal. Can we do it by ourselves? There are many aspects to the active meditations which are better suited in an environment where we're all energetically creating more reflective mirroring in the actions that we're doing with active meditations, or when we're doing it on our own, we'll have a different experience. So it's really good to have both aspects, to have it in a group setting and then having it alone. And how often should we do it? Listen to the natural flow. Everything can be effortless so that we can naturally be drawn to things. I always suggest that, to be natural. I feel like when it's a lifestyle and you love anything, just like dance, or you love methods in service and you find that that's your purpose in helping others, it's part of my purpose, because I really feel like, what can I contribute to people's lives to help it to be a better possible version of themselves, but something that really helped my life. So I'm happy with sharing them. The inventor obviously is Rajneesh from India, and my contribution to his legacy is to continue to share that beautiful message. So that's my wrap on Osho active meditations. It's your girl Leanne. Get blissed out.